The Uraeus, prominently displayed on the brow of the pharaoh, served as a powerful declaration of royal authority and legitimacy. It wasn't merely an ornament, it was a visual representation of the pharaoh's divine right to rule bestowed upon them by the gods. By wearing the Uraeus, the pharaoh asserted their unique status as an intermediary between the divine and earthly realms, a living embodiment of divine power on earth. This symbol reinforced the idea that the pharaoh's rule was not simply a matter of political power, but a sacred mandate. The placement of the Uraeus on the forehead, the center of perception and thought, further emphasized its significance. It suggested that the pharaoh's decisions and actions were guided by divine wisdom and authority. This placement also connected the Uraeus to the third eye concept in some interpretations, symbolizing spiritual insight and intuition. The Uraeus thus served as a constant reminder to both the pharaoh and their subjects of their divinely ordained rule. The Uraeus' association with sovereignty also extended to the concept of Ma'at, the ancient Egyptian principle of cosmic order, justice, and truth. The pharaoh was responsible for upholding Ma'at, and the Uraeus symbolized their power to enforce this principle. It represented their ability to maintain balance and harmony within the kingdom, ensuring prosperity and stability for all. The Uraeus was a visual shorthand for the entire concept of Egyptian kingship. It encapsulated the pharaoh's divine connection, their absolute authority, and their responsibility to maintain order and justice in the land. Its prominent placement and powerful symbolism made it an indispensable element of royal iconography. Beyond its association with royal authority, the Uraeus was deeply intertwined with the concept of divine protection. The cobra, with its potent venom and defensive posture, was naturally associated with warding off enemies and evil forces. The Uraeus, as a stylized representation of this powerful creature, inherited these protective qualities, becoming a symbol of fierce defense against both physical and spiritual threats. The Uraeus' protective power was not merely symbolic. It was believed to possess actual magical efficacy. It was thought to emanate a powerful force that could repel enemies, protect the pharaoh from harm, and safeguard the kingdom from chaos and disorder. This belief was rooted in the ancient Egyptian understanding of magic and the power of symbols to influence reality. The association of the Uraeus with divine protection extended to the afterlife as well. It was believed to protect the pharaoh's soul on its journey through the underworld, ensuring safe passage and resurrection. This protective function reinforced the Uraeus' role as a symbol of divine power that transcended the boundaries of the earthly realm. The Uraeus served as a powerful talisman, offering both physical and spiritual protection to the pharaoh and the kingdom. Its association with the cobra's venom and fierce gaze conveyed a sense of unwavering defense against all threats, both visible and invisible. The Uraeus' connection to the goddess Wadjet is crucial to understanding its full significance. Wadjet, often depicted as a cobra or a woman with a cobra head, was an ancient Egyptian deity who served as the patron goddess of Lower Egypt. She was also a powerful protector of royalty, particularly during childbirth, ensuring the safe delivery and well-being of future pharaohs. The Uraeus was considered an embodiment of Wadjet, representing her protective power and her close association with kingship. This connection solidified the Uraeus' status as a symbol of Lower Egypt and its integral role in the unified kingdom. By wearing the Uraeus, the pharaoh directly invoked Wadjet's protection and affirmed their connection to this powerful goddess. Wadjet's role as protector of childbirth further emphasized the Uraeus' association with royal lineage and the continuity of the dynasty. By protecting the future pharaohs, Wadjet and her symbol, the Uraeus, ensured the stability and longevity of the Egyptian monarchy. This connection to birth and renewal also linked the Uraeus to cycles of life, death, and rebirth. The close relationship between the Uraeus and Wadjet highlights the importance of female deities in ancient Egyptian religion and their role in supporting royal power. Wadjet's protective and nurturing qualities, embodied by the Uraeus, played a vital role in legitimizing the pharaoh's rule and ensuring the prosperity of the kingdom. The Uraeus' association with the sun god Ra further enhanced its symbolic power and reinforced the pharaoh's divine status. Ra was the supreme sun god, the source of light, life, and cosmic order in ancient Egyptian religion. The pharaoh was considered Ra's earthly representative, responsible for maintaining Ma'at and ensuring the continued prosperity of the land. The connection between the Uraeus and Ra was often visually represented by depicting the Uraeus with a sun disk on its head. This combination symbolized the pharaoh's solar nature and their role as a mediator between the sun god and humanity. It reinforced the idea that the pharaoh's power derived directly from the sun, the ultimate source of life and energy. The solar symbolism of the Uraeus also connected it to the concept of rebirth and cyclical time. The sun's daily journey across the sky its setting in the west and rising in the east, was seen as a metaphor for the cycle of life, death, and resurrection. The Uraeus, as a solar symbol, participated in this cycle, representing the pharaoh's own journey into the afterlife and their eventual return to power. By associating the Uraeus with Ra, the ancient Egyptians further elevated the pharaoh's status, placing them at the center of the cosmic order. The Uraeus became a powerful symbol of solar power, divine kingship, and the cyclical nature of time and existence. As Wadjet was the patron goddess of Lower Egypt, the Uraeus also served as a powerful geographical symbol representing this region of the country. Lower Egypt, located in the Nile Delta, was a fertile and strategically important region, and its association with Wadjet and the Uraeus underscored its significance within the unified kingdom. The Uraeus' role as a symbol of Lower Egypt was often paired with the vulture of Nekhbet, the patron goddess of Upper Egypt. This pairing, frequently seen on pharaohs' crowns and headdresses, symbolized the unification of the two lands under a single ruler. The Uraeus played a crucial role in visually representing the political and cultural unity of ancient Egypt. The geographical association of the Uraeus with Lower Egypt also connected it to the fertile lands of the Nile Delta, which were essential for agriculture and the sustenance of the Egyptian population. This connection further reinforced the Uraeus' association with prosperity, abundance, and the life-giving power of the Nile. The Uraeus is almost universally depicted as a stylized Egyptian cobra. This specific species of cobra is known for its impressive hood, which it flares when threatened, creating a striking visual display. This defensive posture is precisely what is captured in the Uraeus, conveying a sense of power, readiness, and the immediate threat to any who might challenge the pharaoh's authority. The choice of the cobra was not arbitrary. The snake was native to the Nile region and was recognized for its potent venom, further enhancing its symbolism for protection and power. The stylization of the cobra in the Uraeus is also significant. It's rarely a realistic depiction, but rather a symbolic representation. The body is often elongated and relatively smooth, while the focus is on the flared hood, which is often adorned with intricate details or patterns. The stylization allowed the Uraeus to be easily recognizable and to convey a symbolic meaning effectively, even in small-scale depictions. The emphasis on the hood also draws attention to the cobra's gaze, further enhancing the sense of watchful protection. The upward-facing posture of the Uraeus, as if poised to strike, adds to its dynamic and powerful image. This upward orientation can also be interpreted as a connection to the heavens and the divine realm, further reinforcing the pharaoh's role as an intermediary between the gods and humanity. The stylized form of the Uraeus, therefore, was carefully designed to convey a complex message of power, protection, and divine connection. The consistent depiction of the stylized cobra across various periods of Egyptian history demonstrates the enduring power of this symbol. From monumental statues to small amulets, the Uraeus remained a recognizable and potent representation of royal authority and divine protection, solidifying its place in Egyptian visual culture. The placement of the Uraeus on the pharaoh's forehead, specifically the brow, was highly significant. This location, considered the center of thought and perception, symbolized that the pharaoh's actions and decisions were guided by divine wisdom and authority. It suggested that the pharaoh was not acting on their own accord, but was carrying out the will of the gods. This placement also connected the Uraeus to the concept of the third eye, in some esoteric interpretations, representing spiritual insight and intuition. The Uraeus was often paired with the vulture of Nekhbet, the patron goddess of Upper Egypt, on the pharaoh's headdress. This combination visually represented the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under the pharaoh's rule. The Uraeus representing Lower Egypt and Wadjet, and the vulture representing Upper Egypt and Nekhbet, symbolize a harmonious balance and integration of the two lands. The act of wearing the Uraeus on the forehead was not merely a symbolic gesture. It was believed to imbue the pharaoh with the protective power of Wadjet and the authority of the gods. This physical placement created a direct link between the pharaoh and the divine realm, reinforcing their status as a living embodiment of divine power on earth. The consistent depiction of the Uraeus on the pharaoh's forehead throughout Egyptian history underscores the importance of this placement. It serves as a constant reminder to both the pharaoh and their subjects of their divinely ordained role and their responsibility to maintain order and justice within the unified kingdom. The materials used to craft the Uraeus held significant symbolic meaning in ancient Egypt. Gold, being a precious and imperishable metal, was often used to create Urae, symbolizing the pharaoh's divine nature, immortality, and connection to the sun god Ra. The radiant and unchanging nature of the gold perfectly mirrored the eternal and unchanging nature of divine kingship. Precious stones such as lapis lazuli, carnelian, and turquoise were also frequently incorporated into the Urae, Lapis lazuli, with its deep blue color, was associated with the night sky, the celestial realm, and the divine mysteries. Carnelian, with its reddish-orange hue, symbolized life, vitality, and royal power. Turquoise, with its blue-green tones, represented regeneration, rebirth, and the life-giving waters of the Nile. Faience, a glazed ceramic material, was another common material used for creating urae, particularly for smaller amulets and jewelry. Faience could be produced in a variety of colors, allowing for further symbolic expression. The vibrant colors of faience, often blue or green, further connected the uraeus to concepts of life, fertility, and renewal. The choice of materials and colors in the creation of the uraeus was not arbitrary, but carefully considered to enhance its symbolic meaning. The use of precious materials and the vibrant colors underscored the uraeus' connection to the divine realm, royal power, and the life-giving forces of nature. While the fundamental form of the uraeus, a stylized upright cobra with flared hood, remained consistent throughout Egyptian history, there were subtle variations in its depiction. These variations often reflected changing artistic styles, regional differences, or specific symbolic associations. One common variation involved the addition of other symbols to the uraeus hood or headdress. Sometimes a sun disk was placed between the cobra's eyes or on top of its head, further emphasizing its connection to the sun god Ra. Other symbols, such as feathers, horns, or divine emblems, could also be incorporated, depending on the specific context and the deity being invoked. The shape and size of the uraeus could also vary depending on the medium and the context. On monumental statues, the uraeus might be depicted in a larger, more imposing scale, while on smaller amulets, it would be more compact and stylized. These variations may always maintain the core recognizable features of the uraeus, the upright posture, and the flared hood. These variations in the depiction of the uraeus demonstrate the flexibility and adaptability of this powerful symbol. While its core meaning remained consistent, its visual representation could be adapted to suit different artistic styles and specific symbolic needs, further enriching its significance in Egyptian culture. Tutankhamun's gold burial mask is one of the most recognizable examples of the uraeus in Egyptian art. The mask features a prominent uraeus alongside a vulture on the pharaoh's forehead. This iconic image perfectly encapsulates the uraeus' role as a symbol of royal authority, divine protection, and the unification of Egypt. The mask itself, made of gold and inlaid with precious stones, further emphasizes the uraeus' connection to divinity and royal power. Behind Tutankhamun's mask, Urae can be found adorning numerous statues and reliefs throughout Egypt. Pharaohs are frequently depicted wearing the uraeus on their crowns or headdresses, reinforcing the divine status and their role as intermediaries between the gods and humanity. Deities, especially those associated with protection or royalty, are also sometimes shown with urae, further highlighting the symbol's widespread significance. Smaller uraeus amulets and pieces of jewelry were also common in ancient Egypt. These objects were worn by people of various social classes for personal protection and to invoke the power of Wajet and other protective deities. These smaller versions of the uraeus demonstrate the symbol's accessibility and its importance in everyday life, not just within the royal sphere. The prevalence of the uraeus in diverse forms of Egyptian art and artifacts, from monumental sculptures to personal amulets, testifies to its enduring power and significance. It was a symbol that permeated all levels of Egyptian society, representing royal authority, divine protection, and the interconnectedness of the earthly and divine realms. The uraeus shares symbolic similarities with the Ouroboros, an ancient symbol depicting a serpent or dragon eating its own tail. The Ouroboros represents cyclical time, eternity, self-renewal, and the continuous cycle of creation and destruction. While the uraeus doesn't explicitly depict this self-devouring action, its association with rebirth and the cyclical nature of kingship connects it to these broader themes. Both symbols evoke a sense of continuous flow, transformation, and the interconnectedness of all things. Some interpretations draw parallels between the uraeus and the concept of kundalini energy in Eastern traditions. Kundalini is described as a coiled serpent energy located at the base of the spine, which, when awakened, rises through the body, leading to spiritual enlightenment and transformation. While there's no direct textual evidence linking the uraeus to Kundalini in ancient Egyptian sources, the shared symbolism of the serpent as a source of power and potential for awakening allows for this comparative interpretation. The uraeus' role as a symbol of Lower Egypt added another layer of meaning to its already rich symbolism. It not only represented royal authority and divine protection and solar power, it also served as a powerful reminder of the geographical and cultural unity of ancient Egypt.